the Pomodoro Technique, your path to maximum concentration and efficiency. Today, we are going to talk about a problem that everyone faces, a feeling of being overwhelmed by a big task, that sense of dread when you look at your to-do list, the constant struggle with distractions. In our modern world, we are always being pulled in 100 different directions. Notifications from our phones, the endless temptation of social media, the simple feeling of not knowing where to start. This leads to procrastination. It leads to stress. It leads to a feeling that you are not in control of your own time. However, what if there was a simple, elegant solution? What if you could train your brain to focus? What if you could make even the most difficult tasks feel manageable? Today, we are going to explore a method that has helped millions of people take back their focus and conquer their to-do lists. We are talking about the Pomodoro Technique. This is more than just a productivity hack. It is a system. It is a philosophy for managing your time and your attention. In this video, we will break down the entire technique, step by step. We will show you exactly how to implement it to achieve your goals. We will also explore how its principles align with the ancient wisdom of Stoicism and the strategic thinking of Napoleon Hill. Our goal is to give you a clear, practical roadmap to a more productive and focused life. Get ready to stop feeling overwhelmed and start getting things done. Let's begin. The problem, the overwhelmed mind. Let's first acknowledge the root of the problem. Many of us suffer from a distracted mind. We have a goal. We have a task, but we are intimidated by its size. We think to ourselves, this will take hours. I don't have enough time. I'll just start later. This leads to a vicious cycle of procrastination. We also have a hard time maintaining focus. We sit down to work, and within a few minutes, we have an impulse to check our email. We open a new tab to look at a news story. We get a text message. We are constantly being pulled away from the task at hand. This is a problem of both a lack of discipline and a lack of a clear system. Our brains were not designed to multitask. They were designed to focus on one thing at a time. However, modern life makes this very difficult. We have created a world of constant interruptions. The Pomodoro Technique is the antidote to this chaos. It doesn't ask you to work for a marathon session. It doesn't ask you to ignore all distractions forever. It simply asks you to commit to a short, manageable period of focused work. It breaks down the overwhelming task into a small, easy-to-digest chunk. This makes the task less intimidating. It makes it easier to start. And starting is the most important part of any journey. What is the Pomodoro Technique? So, what exactly is the Pomodoro Technique? It is a time management method developed by Francesco Cirillo in the late 1980s. The name comes from the Italian word for tomato. Cirillo used a tomato-shaped kitchen timer to track his work. The core idea is simple. You use a timer to break down your work into intervals. Each interval is called a Pomodoro. A single Pomodoro consists of two parts. Part 1, 25 minutes of focused work. This is a short sprint of deep concentration. You work on a single, specific task with no interruptions. Part 2, a 5-minute short break. This is a time to completely step away from your work. You get up, you stretch, you walk around. This break is not optional. After you complete 4 Pomodoros, you take a much longer break. This long break is usually between 15 and 30 minutes. The purpose of the long break is to help you truly rest and recharge before you begin another cycle of deep work. This simple, repeating cycle is what makes the technique so powerful. It gives your mind a clear structure. It tells your brain exactly what it needs to do and for how long. It provides a powerful sense of momentum and accomplishment. The 4 steps of a Pomodoro session. The Pomodoro Technique is simple to implement. All you need is a timer and a task. Step 1, choose a task. This is the first and most critical step. You must choose one single task to focus on. This is not the time to multitask. If the task is a big one, like writing a long report, you might specify a smaller part of it, such as write the introduction. The key is specificity. This helps to eliminate decision fatigue. You know exactly what you're going to do. Step 2, set the timer. You must use a timer. A physical timer, like the one Francesco Cirillo used, is great because the ticking sound creates a sense of urgency. A simple timer on your phone or a dedicated app works just as well. The act of physically setting the timer is a commitment. It is a promise you are making to yourself. You are promising to dedicate the next 25 minutes to this one task. Step 3, work on the task. Once the timer starts, you work. You work on nothing else. You do not check your email. You do not answer a text. You do not open a new tab. You work with deep, intense focus on the one task you chose. What do you do if an interruption happens? The technique provides a clear answer. If a thought comes into your head, like, I need to call my friend, you write it down. You put on a notepad. Then you immediately get back to work. You do not engage with the interruption. This simple act of writing it down frees your mind from the thought. It tells your brain that the thought has been captured. This allows you to refocus immediately. This is a powerful form of self-discipline. It is you choosing to control your attention. Step 4, take a break. When the timer rings after 25 minutes, you must stop. This is a non-negotiable rule. Even if you are in the middle of a sentence, you stop. You mark your progress. And you take your break. During the break, you should do something completely different from your work. Get up and walk around. Get a drink of water. Stretch your body. Look out the window. Do not check social media. Do not start a new task. Your goal is to give your mind a chance to rest. This break is what prevents mental fatigue and burnout. It re-energizes you for the next Pomodoro. The benefits of Pomodoro. The Pomodoro Technique is more than just a set of rules. It provides several powerful benefits that can transform your work and your life. Overcomes procrastination. Getting started is often the hardest part of any task. The Pomodoro Technique simplifies this by breaking work into manageable 25-minute sessions. It's far easier to tell yourself, I can handle this for 25 minutes, than to think, I have to work on this for 4 hours. Improves focus. This technique trains your brain like a muscle. By forcing yourself to focus for a short period, you are building your attention span. Over time, your ability to concentrate deeply will increase. You will find it easier to resist distractions, even when you are not using the timer. Manages distractions. The simple protocol for dealing with interruptions is a game changer. By writing down a distraction instead of engaging with it, you are disarming it. You are taking away its power. This makes you more productive and less stressed. You are in control. Reduces burnout. The regular breaks are essential. They prevent mental fatigue. They give your brain time to process information. This keeps you from feeling exhausted. You can work for longer periods without feeling drained. Provides a sense of accomplishment. Checking off a completed Pomodoro is a small victory. It provides a hit of dopamine that builds momentum. You can see your progress. This makes you more motivated to keep going. The philosophy behind the method. The Pomodoro Technique aligns perfectly with several timeless philosophies of success and personal development. The Pomodoro Technique is more than just a set of instructions. It is a philosophy for living an intentional life. Its power comes from an alignment with timeless principles of human psychology and success. Stoicism and Pomodoro. The Stoics were all about self-control. They understood that you cannot control the world. However, you can control your own mind. The Pomodoro Technique is a practical application of this. You cannot control the noise outside your window or the notification that just popped up. However, you can control your reaction to it. You can control your 25-minute work block. You are choosing to focus. This is an act of inner freedom. The Stoics also focus on the present moment. The Pomodoro Technique forces you to be fully present with the task at hand. It is an exercise in mindfulness. It is a way to stop worrying about the future and focus on the action you can take right now. The Stoics were obsessed with one thing, what they could control. They understood that external events were not in their hands. They focused their energy on what they could control, their own actions, their judgments, and their thoughts. The Pomodoro Technique is a perfect, modern application of this philosophy. The dichotomy of control. You cannot control the noise outside your window. You cannot control the email notification that just popped up. However, you can control your 25-minute work block. You can control your commitment to a single task. This simple act of setting the timer is a declaration of control over your attention. It is you choosing to focus, and that is an act of inner freedom. Present moment focus. Stoicism is, at its core, a practice of mindfulness. It is about being fully present in the here and now. The Pomodoro Technique forces you to do exactly that. For 25 minutes, you are not worrying about the future or regretting the past. You are fully engaged in the action you can take right now. It is a powerful exercise in mindful work. Building resilience. The technique trains you to handle interruptions. When a distracting thought or notification arises, you have a clear protocol. Write it down and get back to work. This simple habit builds mental resilience. It teaches your brain to stop getting thrown off course by small disturbances. This resilience is a hallmark of a stoic mind. Napoleon Hill and Pomodoro. Napoleon Hill believed in the power of a definite major purpose. He understood that a big goal needed a plan. The Pomodoro Technique is an excellent tool for executing that plan. It takes a massive abstract goal and breaks it down into a series of small, actionable sprints. It is a practical framework for turning a big idea into a reality. The technique also cultivates self-discipline. Hill believed that discipline was the key to all success. It takes discipline to commit to the timer. It takes discipline to resist distractions. However, once you have that discipline, your ability to achieve your goals becomes unstoppable. The Pomodoro Technique is a system that builds this crucial skill. Napoleon Hill believed that every successful person needed a definite major purpose and a detailed plan to achieve it. Pomodoro is the perfect tool for executing that plan. Organized planning. Hill emphasized the importance of breaking down big goals into manageable steps. The Pomodoro Technique does this naturally. It takes a massive abstract goal like write a book and turns it into a series of small, concrete, and actionable sprints. Each completed Pomodoro is a small victory that moves you closer to your ultimate goal. Self-discipline. Hill believed that discipline was a key to all success. The Pomodoro Technique is a powerful training ground for this crucial skill. It takes discipline to start the timer, to resist the urge to check social media, and to honor the scheduled break. By consistently practicing these small acts of discipline, you are strengthening your mental fortitude and building the willpower required for long-term success. Who is Pomodoro for? The Pomodoro Technique is incredibly versatile. It is not just for one specific type of person. It is for a student who has a big paper to write. It is for a programmer who needs to focus on a complex line of code. It is for a writer who is staring at a blank page. It is for an artist who needs to dedicate time to a new project. It is also for a busy parent who only has short blocks of time to get things done. It is for anyone who struggles with focus. It is for anyone who feels overwhelmed by their to-do list. The technique is for anyone who wants to take back control of their time and their attention. It is a universal tool for a very universal problem. As mentioned earlier, the Pomodoro Technique is incredibly versatile. It is not just for one specific type of person. It is for anyone who feels overwhelmed by a large task or struggles with maintaining focus. The procrastinating student. If you have a huge research paper, an essay to outline, or a textbook to study, a 25-minute sprint is far less intimidating than a multi-hour session. The technique makes starting the work manageable. The creative professional. For a freelance writer struggling with writer's block, a graphic designer facing a tight deadline, or a programmer debugging a complex line of code, the Pomodoro provides a structured way to push through creative and mental barriers. The breaks allow for fresh perspectives, and the focused time ensures progress. The entrepreneur or manager. If you are an entrepreneur juggling sales calls and administrative tasks, or a manager trying to get through a pile of emails, the Pomodoro can provide clarity. You can dedicate specific sprints to different tasks, making sure nothing falls through cracks and you're not constantly context switching. The busy parent. The technique is perfect for people with fragmented time. If you only have a 30-minute window while the kids are napping, you can dedicate that time to a single focused task, like organizing the pantry or paying bills. The short, focused burst of work fit perfectly into a busy schedule. Anyone feeling overwhelmed. Ultimately, the Pomodoro Technique is for anyone who just needs a small, defined victory. It's a way to feel in control of your day, even when everything else feels chaotic. It is a tool for turning anxiety into action. How to master the technique. Once you get comfortable with the basics, you can refine the technique to get even better results. The 4 Pomodoro cycle. As we mentioned, after you complete 4 Pomodoros, take a long break. This break should be between 15 and 30 minutes. This is a real reset. You can go for a walk. You can get a snack. This is a time to truly step away from your work. Tracking your Pomodoros. Keep a simple log of your daily Pomodoros. This gives you a clear visual representation of your work. It is motivating. It also helps you identify patterns in your productivity. You can see when you are most focused. Adjusting the time, the 25-minute Pomodoro and 5-minute break is a starting point. If you find it is too short, you can adjust. Many people use a 50-minute work session with a 10-minute break. The key is to find a rhythm that works for you. The most important rule is the break. The breaks are what make the work sustainable. At the end of the day, use your last Pomodoro of the day to plan for the next one. This helps to clear your mind. You can write down your tasks for the next day. This prevents you from worrying about them overnight. It sets you up for success. The final word, take back your focus. The Pomodoro Technique is simple, but it is also incredibly powerful. It is a tool for taking back control. It is a system for managing your time, your energy, and your attention. It helps you conquer procrastination. It helps you resist distractions. It helps you get more done in less time. And most importantly, it gives you a sense of accomplishment and peace of mind. It is the path to a more productive life. It is the path to a more focused mind. It is the path to a life where you are in control. What is one task you will use a Pomodoro on today? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep getting things done.